In the heart of Burkina Faso, under the blazing August sun, a new generation of patriots has risen. Their feet stand on sacred ground, steeped in history, soaked in the sacrifices of those who came before. This is not just a summer camp. It is a forge where the spirit of a nation is reforged. And at the center of it all, the vision of one leader, President Ibrahim Traoré, turns youthful dreams into a battle plan for the future. Imagine 410 young souls, eyes full of fire, hearts brimming with hope, gathering with 20 dedicated instructors, ready to spend 10 days not in leisure, but in learning, in service, and in preparation to become the architects of Africa's tomorrow. This is the story of the 2025 holiday camp Face Au MBO, where Burkina Faso is writing the next chapter of its destiny. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video so that YouTube recommends it to more people who need to see the rising spirit of African unity and self-determination. When the first whistles blew and the commands echoed across the camp, the atmosphere was electric. The young participants, some barely in their teens, stood tall in formation, their eyes locked forward, their energy unshaken by the early morning drills. They weren't here for a simple holiday. They were here for transformation. The place chosen for this gathering wasn't random. It was a site woven into the national fabric, a place that carries the weight of history, where dignity is not just spoken of, but felt with every heartbeat. President Ibrahim Traoré himself had selected this spot as a symbolic starting point for the camp. To him, these young people are not just students or campers. They are the seedlings from which the mighty tree of Burkina Faso's future will grow. In his words, they are the ones who will take up the mantle of nation-building, the ones who will weave together the threads of patriotism, solidarity, and discipline into the enduring fabric of the nation. From the moment the camp opened, it was clear that this was no ordinary event. The president's message was direct and inspiring. Every gesture of respect, every act of solidarity, every effort to learn will make you not only good companions, but great citizens. The youth were told to see beyond themselves, to serve their communities, their nation, and indeed the whole African continent. The program, stretching over 10 days, is designed with precision. Civic responsibility sits at the heart of every activity. From early morning drills to group discussions on history and culture, the campers are immersed in the principles of service and discipline. They are taught that leadership begins not with titles, but with responsibility. That progress begins not with waiting for others, but by taking the first step themselves. One of the most striking elements of the camp is its hands-on training. Here, learning doesn't stop at words. It extends into action. The youth are introduced to practical skills like making and laying paving stones, woodworking, and artistic creation in both visual and performing arts. This is where patriotism meets productivity, where young hands shape both their surroundings and their futures. The organizers are firm in their belief. Africa's transformation will not come from dependency on outsiders, but from the self-reliance of its people. And this message is not being whispered. It's being carved deep into the minds of these young participants. They are being told, in no uncertain terms, that they must not wait for anyone else to decide their fate. Their future is theirs to claim, and it begins now. The camp is also a space for the forging of friendships that cross regional, ethnic, and social lines. These 410 participants represent the beautiful diversity of Burkina Faso. Over meals, in training, and during evening fireside gatherings, bonds are formed, bonds that will outlast the camp and perhaps shape alliances in the years to come. And while the drills, training, and projects are intense, there is also room for laughter and joy. The organizers have made sure that the camp's schedule leaves space for games, music, and cultural performances, ensuring that the experience is as enriching emotionally as it is educational. In this way, the camp reflects the spirit of African resilience, the ability to struggle and celebrate all at once. The deeper significance of this camp is rooted in the current era of Burkina Faso's political and social awakening. President Ibrahim Traoré's leadership has emphasized self-determination, popular revolution, and the empowerment of the youth. This camp is a physical manifestation of those ideals. As one organizer explained, "We are in a progressive popular revolution, and we must start now to instill in our children, who are the future, what the revolution is all about. They must learn that we do not need someone else to take measures for our development. We must teach them to rely only on themselves." This is a message that resonates far beyond Burkina Faso's borders. Across Africa, young people are stepping into the realization that they are not just inheritors of their nation's challenges, but the builders of their solutions. They are seeing that patriotism is not an abstract feeling, but a daily choice in how they live, work, and serve. For the 410 campers, these 10 days will not just be a memory. They will be a blueprint for how to carry themselves as leaders in their communities. They will leave with more than new friends. They will leave with the confidence that they can make a difference without waiting for permission from anyone. As the opening ceremony concluded, the air was charged with a sense of purpose. The call and response chant echoed, "La patrie ou la mort, nouvelle," the homeland or death, reborn. It was not shouted in anger, but in pride, a declaration of loyalty, resilience, and hope. The applause that followed was not just for the speakers, but for the idea that Burkina Faso's youth can and will rise to the challenge of building a stronger nation. In the coming days, the camp will continue to push its participants, testing their endurance, expanding their minds, and challenging their perceptions of what it means to be a citizen. And when the closing ceremony comes, these young people will return to their homes not as the same individuals who arrived, but as bearers of a shared vision. This initiative is more than just a summer program. It is part of a much larger movement to prepare Africa's next generation for leadership. In the years ahead, these campers will become teachers, entrepreneurs, community organizers, and maybe even national leaders. The lessons they are learning here, discipline, self-reliance, patriotism, and solidarity, will be the foundation on which they build their lives and contribute to their country's progress. The organizers have already planned another session, this time in a region towards the west of the country, to bring the same transformative experience to more young people. The vision is clear: to spread this model of civic education and nation building until it becomes a permanent part of the Burkinabe way of life. This camp is a reminder to all Africans that the future is not a distant horizon. It is here, in the hands of the young. It is shaped not by speeches alone, but by daily acts of service, courage, and learning. President Traoré's choice to invest in this kind of program sends a powerful message. If you want to build a nation, start by building its people. As we watch these 410 young Burkinabe step into their roles as citizens and future leaders, one thing is certain: the spirit of Africa's awakening is alive and well in Burkina Faso. And if this energy continues to spread, then a united, self-reliant, and prosperous Africa is not just a dream. It is an inevitability. So, to the youth of Africa watching this right now, remember this camp, remember these faces, and remember that the same courage, discipline, and love for your homeland lives in you too. The future belongs to you. Prepare for it with purpose. The homeland or death, reborn.